What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Random Sunset. I'm your host, Psych Dolo. Today we are going to talk about parenting. Right now, here's my drawing box, basically where we pull from the box to talk about random topics. As you notice, we don't have any special guests on today, so I decided to talk about parenting. Okay, so I am a parent, happily married. Proud to say that. And with that being said, what's a good parent? What's a bad parent? And we don't get a manual on parenting. So when it comes to parenting, what's a good parent? What's a bad parent? Okay. Uh, my best guess, and I don't want to even say guess. I'm sorry. Let's say from my experience, what's a great parent? And what's the difference between being a parent and a caregiver? Now, many adults, men and women, have children, and just because you brought a life into this world, does that make you a parent? Well, the obvious, yeah. Welcome to parenthood. But like I say, let's differentiate the difference between a parent and being a caregiver. Okay, what's a caregiver? Someone who gives care, someone that care for their loved one. And who's to say that that's right or wrong, good or bad? To each his own. I'm convinced as a parent, you can only do the best job you know to do with what you know. Okay, so with that being said, a caregiver in my eyes is a person that provide a roof, may feed the child, clothe the child, and caregive for the child. What's a parent? A parent, to me, notice I say to me, is one that gives support. Let's rewind. We're not going to do it in no particular order, but the one that provides a significant amount of love, care, support, attention, and the list goes on. Okay, and I think it's innate to naturally be a loving parent. But in today's society, does that go for all? All right, you guys be the judge. Okay, now from my experience, let's just talk about my experience, because I'm not here to bash anyone, and I don't want no one feeling like, okay, I'm inadequate, or I'm incompetent. I mean, we do know that bad parents exist. And when I say bad parent, meaning one that just birthed a child, and again, don't have no sense of direction on guiding a child. Okay, and like I say, it's just one of those topics that's very delicate, because again, like I say, I don't want to be the one to say, you know what, this is a bad parent, the one that doesn't support the child, one that doesn't attend a PTA meeting, one that attends a Title I meeting, the one that doesn't get up off his backside, he or she, and work and do the best job you can. But in today's society, those people would be labeled a bad parent to say, hey, look, you were able to bring a life into this world and not be able to provide the basic necessities for this to sustain this life. Okay, things happen, man. People make decisions, people get out here, they have fun and exploring, and dating around and being promiscuous, and oops, there go a child. And if you put your best foot forward on saying, you know what, hey, look, let me get my act together, let me do the best job I can to put myself in a position to be able to provide for this child all of the necessities this child would need to be able to sustain life and have a better shot than I had, then that's awesome. But like I say, I want to be, I mainly want to circle around my experience on parenting. Okay, and from my experience, I just want to say it's a full-time job. All right, so if you're a young person and you're watching this video, you may be a parent, and you watching this video, just know that being a full-time parent is a full-time job. You know what I mean? To, like I say, to be able to feed, to be able to house, to be able to care for, meaning health-wise, to be able to again put your best foot forward to make sure this life is guided in the right direction, to be able to pass on the family lineage, to be able to get out here and soar and spread his or her wings, you know, to live the best potential life he or she could live. You know what I mean? And like I say, we all have a purpose. And in this life, you know, it helps to be able to do the best job of teaching and guiding. That way that person, he or she, can live the best life possible. You know what I mean? And from my experience, like I say, man, children require a lot of attention, a lot of love, you know, especially during that foundational period, okay? It's very repetitive, very, very repetitive, from potty training, from cleanliness, being clean, from mannerism. You know, you constantly finding yourself repeating yourself over and over again. Hey, look, potty train, potty train, potty train, potty train. Oh, you get a snack. I mean, you come up with incentive and ways that work for you and the child. But to find incentive that work for you and the child is to, you know, be full on aware of that child. You know, meaning paying attention and knowing how this child think, what works for you and that child. You know what I mean? And like I was saying, you know, it's very repetitive. So it's not one of those things where, man, my child is hard headed, or my child is doggone a dummy, and my child don't get it. It's repetitive. And being a parent is not one of those things where you say, you know what, I parent for 18 years, now my time is up. No, you are a parent for life. For life. And being the shoulder to lean on, and provide those resources that a family have, meaning emotional support as well as materials. You know, and finance fall up on the materials, you know. And like I say, to any parent that's out there, you know, please be encouraged to know that it's a challenge. All right, it's something that we deal with, and like I say, many of us, we don't know what we signed up for. You know, we have an idea, many of us, but to put your best foot forward and to put your to prioritize, all right, and to put your best foot forward. That's all part of being a parent. You know, we don't get no guide. We don't get no manual on how to be a parent. All right, society can only just tell you their idea of a good parent. You know, and like I say, we don't have any special guests on today. But if it's something you wish to share, comment, then feel free. You know, but again, back to that whole repetitive stage, that repetition, you know, homework, oh my God, you name it, PTA, Title I meetings, field trips. I mean, as much exposure as you can give a child to prepare them for today's world, all right, or today's society. You know what I mean? And again, it's a full-time job, and I just feel like I'm going in circles right now, and you know, it helps to have, you know, to pick other people's brain on the situation. You know what I mean? And like I say, it's one of those things where if you're a parent, I mean, we've all heard the saying, deadbeat. What's a deadbeat? What's a deadbeat? I mean, one that doesn't give, you know, his or her child the attention needed. I mean, one that just don't have the know-how, don't know what all it takes to be a parent. Like, what's the deadbeat? You know, that would be my question to many of you, you know, especially to the women. What's a deadbeat father? You know, we've been told that's the one who won't do dilly squat. And then you have to ask yourself, man, like, is it the woman's fault? Is it the father's fault? Is it the child's fault? Well, definitely it's not the child's fault. I mean, it takes two. All right, some decisions were made, and you guys found yourself in an entanglement. I found yourself in a situation, found yourself in a situation, and now here's a life. What do we do? What do we do? The father ran off, and the father don't know what to do. The father panicked. The mom or dad wasn't in a position to caretake for a life. What do you do? Does that make the mom a deadbeat? Or the father only a deadbeat because he got away from the situation? I mean, so it's just, something I would want you guys to comment on, or share your thoughts on. But parenting, man. Whoo. Parenting. I mean, how do you prepare? How do you prepare to be a parent? I mean, does that require saving a lot of money? Does it solely work off of just providing love? Something to think about, right? Something to think about. And that's why we're here talking about it and discussing it. And just like many of these topics, it's something that we can go on with for days. And of course, like I say, we'll be able to have guests on when we do. But for whatever reason we don't, we'll continue to touch on it. So whatever it is I didn't cover here, I'll be mindful to cover in the next video. But let me just speculate, because I know earlier I felt like, man, you know what, I'm just going to get in here and I'm going to talk for an hour about parenting and just my experience with the whole ups and downs of raising two girls and a boy, and how they different from one another. And as of now, I mean, my girls, they just gravitate towards me, whereas my son, there's a connection, but I think it's a lack of overstanding on his part with my position as a father. So I think he's at the stage. I have an 11-year-old, by the way. My son is 11-year-old. I have two girls, a 3-year-old and a soon-to-be 13-year-old. And, like I say, with it being a full-time job day to day, I mean every day, I think it's the stage of one and needing more attention as a male. Even if that means, let's go out and we're going to have our father-son time, and we're going to go fishing, and we're going to talk about a lot of things to get him to open up, and again, to create that bond. That way, he could feel comfortable with talking to me about any situation he's facing in life. And you will notice with me talking about this, it opens that door of not only communication, but that bond I was telling you about earlier, for is being able to guide and investing the time and the attention necessary to create the bond. So I'm basically saying the attention, and that's where the full-time job come in, not just repetition of, hey man, clean your room, put the toilet seat down, put the toilet seat down. Hey, look, trash day. Hey, time to mow the yard. Hey, it's one thing to just sit back and say it, but to be able to lead by an example as a parent, you know what I mean? Lead by an example. The old school saying was, do as I say, not as I do. But from my experience, you have to be the trailblazer. You have to blaze that trail and assist them with, this is the direction in which I would like for you to go. I need you to overstand, not understand, but overstand. Here's how this works with here's how this works with the guidance that I'm giving you. If you were to make these type of decisions and make these type of poor choices, this would lead you here. Here's the good decisions I would like for you to make. For whatever you don't understand, let's open up a bridge of communication. Let's get some communication going. That way you would feel comfortable with talking to me about anything that you're facing. And in order to do that, it does require a lot of time and attention. All right, love alone, it won't do it. Love alone. So, like I say, that attentiveness. You know what I mean? The being able to, like I say, pay attention and prioritize and know that, look, this is what comes first. You know, when it comes to family and raising children. You know what I mean? But all in all, like I say, I can't stress enough. I can only share from my experience on my parenting skills and the level of parenting that I'm providing thus far. So, like I said, we only in the preteen stage. We haven't gotten to the part where the hormones kicked in and the girl liable to flip flop on me. All I would recommend and tell many of you to pay close attention, invest that time, attention, finance, love. That's all part of what I think is a great parent and a good parent, because what you'll find out in the long haul is these children, they have a mind of their own. They literally have a mind of their own. So you can only do the best job and put your best foot forward, because you never know, like, what they're dealing with, how they see things. I mean, at the end of the day, they still have to live their life. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, from my experience, you know, I could say, hey, look, this is what happened to me with making poor decisions. This what could happen to you. All right. So that doesn't mean be passive, you know, to the system or to status quo. But like I say, again, man, I don't want to go in circles. I just wanted to touch on parenting. In the future, like I say, this is how Random Sunset work. You know, we'll have guests on. For whatever reason we don't have guests on, then I'm going to touch on random topics. And again, this is where you guys at home, you know, chime in and say, you know, let me comment. You know, this is what I like. Or if you can come from this angle and tell me your viewpoints on this situation, feel free to ask questions. And I say I just do the best I can, you know, to answer them. But just like the rest of these topics, these one of the ones we can go on with and talk about for days. And so here we are. We done covered parenting. And I thank all you guys for your time. And whatever I didn't touch on, like I say, we have many more videos and random topics. So feel free to like, comment, share. I would appreciate if you like, comment, and share. And let's create a dialogue and let's keep the ball rolling. And again, thanks for your time and another episode of Random Sunset. Peace out.